Hey guys, welcome back. Okay, so now in this lecture we're going to talk about the molecular regulation of muscle development. Okay, and we're going to talk about the very high yield points, the more important points which I thought I should mention. Okay, so basically the two very important why does the entire event of muscle development starts and how does it start? We have to talk about that portion now. Okay, so the key regulators which start out the entire process is started out by these two proteins. This BMP4, which is actually the bone morphogenetic protein, and the WNT protein, the Vent protein. Okay, it's also called Vent, and this is the BMP4 proteins. Okay, they both are secreted from different sites of the developing embryo. Okay, right over here, this layer that goes on top of the embryo, on top of the neural tube, it secretes uh, both these proteins but at different locations. On top of the neural tube, this entire thing is the neural tube. On top of the neural tube, it secretes the BMP4. The bone morphogenetic protein 4 is secreted on the roof of the neural tube. Okay, once it is secreted on the roof of the neural tube, what happens next is that uh, this neural tube, the roof of the neural tube that is shaded in this light blue color, it secretes this WNT protein. The WNT protein is secreted from here, and this WNT protein, it goes and it binds to the dorsomedial myotome. Okay, this myotome is the dorsomedial myotome, and we've talked about the dorsomedial myotome in the previous lecture as well. Why it's called the dorsomedial myotome? Because it is present on the dorsal and the medial side. It is close to the midline, so therefore it's medial, and dorsal because it's close to the dorsal aspect of the embryo, the back side of the embryo. Okay, now the Vent protein, it goes and binds to the dorsomedial myotome, and this contains the precursors of the muscle cells. The myotome contains, myo means muscle, precursors of the muscle cells are present in here. At the same time, this neural tube also secretes another factor called the sonic hedgehog factor. Hedgehog factor. Okay, this is a very nice name, and it's pretty easy to learn this if you guys have seen the movie Sonic Hedgehog. So it's pretty easy for you guys to learn. Sonic Hedgehog factor over here, it's abbreviated by SHH, is Sonic Hedgehog. And this Sonic Hedgehog also goes and attacks the same point. Okay, it attaches to the same point, it attaches to the dorsomedial myotome. So the two factors that come and bind to the dorsomedial myotome are the Vent protein secreted by the roof of the the roof of the neural tube, and the Sonic Hedgehog, which is secreted by the base of the neural tube. Okay, once they reach this myotome over here, the dorsoventral myotome, both the Vent and the Sonic Hedgehog, they activate a special protein called the MYF5 protein and the MyoD protein. Okay, these two proteins are present over here in the dorsomedial myotome, the MYF5 and the MyoD proteins, and these are actually the major proteins that are responsible for the activation of the signaling pathways for the muscle development. They activate the signaling pathways of the muscle development, and once the signaling pathways are activated, muscle development is initiated. Okay, so that's how muscle development is initiated. The ectoderm, it secretes the bone morphogenetic protein. It goes and attaches to the, or it goes and it binds to the, or it signals the roof of the neural tube to secrete the Vent protein, and the base of the neural tube secretes the Sonic Hedgehog protein. Both the Sonic Hedgehog and the Vent, they go and they interact with the dorsomedial aspect of the myotome. This dorsomedial myotome, then in the dorsomedial myotome, these two factors, the Vent and the Sonic Hedgehog, they activate the MYF5 and the MyoD genes. Okay, once they are activated, they lead to the activation of the signaling pathways. This was how the dorsomedial myotome is activated, and this is how the dorsomedial myotome gives rise to the muscles. Now, what about the ventrolateral myotome? Okay, so for the ventrolateral myotome, in the beginning I told you that the ectoderm can secrete both the BMP4 and the Vent protein. So now what happens is that near the ventrolateral end of the myotome, this the same ectoderm, it instead of secreting the BMP4, now it starts secreting the Vent proteins. Okay, W and T are secreted over here. Once the Vent protein is secreted on the ventrolateral aspect of the myotome, and at the same time, this myotome over this mesoderm over here. Okay, what is this mesoderm? Can anyone identify? Okay, I'll tell you what it is. It's the lateral plate mesoderm, and it's the parietal or the somatic layer of the lateral plate mesoderm. Okay, the somatic mesoderm or the lateral plate mesoderm. Okay, this somatic layer of the lateral plate mesoderm, now it takes the responsibility of producing the BMP4. The BMP4 is secreted from here. Okay, and the Vent protein is secreted by the ectoderm. Okay, and once both of them, the Vent and the BMP4, they reach on the ventrolateral aspect of the myotome, what they do is that they activate the same proteins, the MYF5 and the MyoD. Okay, the basic concept is the same. It's these two proteins that start activation, but the difference is that there is no sonic hedgehog over here on the ventrolateral aspect. So the sonic hedgehog, it interacts with this region over here, the MYF5 and MyoD. And the sonic hedgehog also have a function of activation of the sclerotome over here. Once the sclerotome is activated, it gives rise to the muscles, sorry, not the muscles, the axial skeleton, the bones, the cartilage, the tendons, etc. Okay, the exoskeleton of the ribs and the vertebra are developed by the sclerotome, and they are also activated by the sonic hedgehog protein. In addition to another factor, the noggin protein, okay, the NOGGIN, noggin, NOGGIN. This noggin is secreted by this over here, the notochord. This is the notochord. The notochord secretes the noggin protein. So the noggin and the sonic hedgehog, they both have an effect of activation of the sclerotome, but that's not our concern. We were actually mainly concerned in this lecture with the activation pathway of the muscle development. So the five major proteins responsible for the activation are the BMP4, the Vent, the sonic hedgehog. These activate, all these three interact together and activate these two final proteins. These two final proteins then lead to the activation of the muscle pathways, muscle development pathways. Okay, but remember, sonic hedgehog does not activate the ventrolateral aspect. It only activates the dorsomedial aspect or the dorsomedial myotome. Okay, so that's this completes the discussion, and thank you so much, guys. Take care.